In this tutorial, we'll be folding the open hexagon twist, which twists just beautifully and has this open hole, one grid spacing on each side on the back. And this tutorial is part of the Summer of Twist series, which means that you can sign up for email reminders to make sure that you don't miss any of the 30 twists in the series at training.gatheringfolds.com/summer. And also there's going to be a full tutorial for folding this twist in the context of a larger repeating pattern, an origami tessellation, linked at the end of the video. So let's dive into the twist itself. I'm using an 8-fold triangle grid on a square, and if you're not familiar with this grid, check out the Summer of Twists welcome video. And the first thing I'm going to do is identify the center. Then I'm going to start drawing mountain folds one space away from the center, and these mountain folds are going to be above the center on my right hand side. So above the center on my right hand side, I'm going up, I'm going a little bit past the center and drawing out. Then I'll rotate to the next grid direction and draw the same line, rotate to the next grid direction, and repeat all the way around until I've drawn in all 6 of these mountain folds. Now the valley folds for this hexagon are going to be one spacing further out from the center, parallel to the mountain folds. And I really do recommend drawing on your grid for this first twist. And then you can work on finding the pleats without drawing on your next practice one. So what's going to happen as we are picking up our pleats, so I'm going to grab one mountain, fold it over the valley. I'm going to make sure that that doesn't extend past where the next mountain needs to go. I'm going to rotate around. I'm working my way clockwise around the center, adding these pleats one at a time. You'll notice I'm starting to build up a puffy star. And once I have all 6 of those pleats built up, I can lay it back down on the table. And this is a fun one to collapse. I can just bop it from the top and then spread out into the corners. Of course, a precondition for bopping from the top, you might have noticed I was holding on to opposite sides to make sure it wasn't going to spread out while I bopped it. This is less of a problem if you have a larger grid, as in more grid divisions. So I'm using my bone folder to go around and really smooth everything out. And before I smooth things out, I wanted to be really sure that all my valley folds were still on the grid lines. But given that the paper was happy with being where it was, I was able to smooth everything out. If your paper is not happy for any reason, if like the corner doesn't want to come to a grid intersection, then double check those valley folds. So this twist has that nice open hole on the back, and this is the one case really where the shape that we outlined on the front is in the same orientation as the identical hole on the back. Another thing going on here is we had extensions of folds that did not end up in the final twist. So I've got my new fold lines here. And all of this in the middle ended up getting erased. So when you look at a crease pattern of this twist, you're going to see this central hexagon that is diagonal to the grid triangles. And you're going to see if you project each mountain fold in towards the center, these mountain folds are one spacing away from the center. Seen from the back, this crease pattern has valley folds on all of the edges of the hexagon. So by flipping the paper over, we've turned all the mountains to valleys and valleys to mountains, and also mirrored our original arrangement of folds, which actually keeps the handedness of the twist. So just mirroring or just converting all mountains to valleys and vice versa would switch the twist from right to left-handed, but doing both switches and switches it back. So flipping the paper over actually conserves the twist direction. And if we fold this back up, we can see that we are indeed twisting around right-handedly. If we tried to go left-handedly, we snag on those papers, on those pleats. So this is the open hexagon twist from the back. And if you see in a crease pattern the central polygon outlined in valleys, you'll know to flip the paper over so you can fold it from the side where the central polygon is mountains. So that's all for this open hexagon twist tutorial. Make sure to check out that video with the twist in context with more repeats. And if you'd like to learn more about this twist, my Basic Twist Bootcamp and Tessellation Starter Sequence courses have several examples that use this twist in those tessellation contexts. So happy folding, and I'll see you in the next video.